Era Sway Shot presents Era Sway TV, traveling through the decades, one story at a time. Today on Era Sway TV, we are settling the debate. You might not agree with her politics. You might find her intimidating. But when you separate the personality from the performance, the facts tell a single, undeniable story. Laurel Stucky is the undisputed female GOAT, and honestly, it isn't even close. To understand Laurel's dominance, you have to go back to her origin story on Fresh Meat 2. Kenny Santucci was arguably the greatest player of that era. He ran the house, he won the finals, and when it came time to draft a partner, to trust a complete stranger with his fate and his paycheck, he chose Laurel. He knew immediately. That single draft pick kicked off a statistical run that is almost impossible to replicate. Laurel made the final in her first 4 consecutive seasons. Fresh Meat 2, cutthroat, rivals, free agents. In a game built entirely on luck, backstabbing, and chaos, she was inevitable. Even Laurel herself has humbly stated that she considers Evelyn to be the true GOAT of the franchise. But there is a distinct difference in their legacies. They both competed in a heavily male-dominated era, a time when women were openly treated as secondary players. But Laurel commanded a level of respect from the men that even Evelyn couldn't quite reach. Laurel refused to be stepped on. She didn't just play alongside the men, she intimidated them. While veteran players like Cara Maria have done countless seasons and still show visible fear before in daily challenge, Laurel is pure ice. Men and women alike actively avoid saying her name because her politics are sharp. Her legendary notebook tracks every single mathematical move in the house. And if you miss, she doesn't forgive. Her elimination record is the stuff of nightmares. Let's talk about free agents. The balls-in elimination against Jasmine. It wasn't a competition. It was a mismatch so severe that Laurel had to actively hold back just to avoid injuring her. Jasmine was visibly shaking in the sand. But Laurel showed incredible restraint, consoling her opponent while still securing the win. Later that same season, she went head-to-head with Aneesa in Oppenheimer. Fans don't give Aneesa enough credit. She is a legendary elimination queen. But Laurel physically overpowered her in a pure headbanger. Laurel didn't just win free agents, she conquered it. And if you want proof that Laurel transcended the gender divide on the challenge, look at the free agents final. For years, men complained about female partners holding them back in finals. But there was Laurel, a 5'11" powerhouse, screaming at a 6'3", 200-pound Zach Nichols to keep moving because he was dying on a mountain and slowing her down. She broke the men's ego, and she took the crown. Of course, you can't talk about Laurel without talking about the controversies. Like the infamous elimination against Ninja Natalie on War of the Worlds 2. Fans love to blow Laurel's celebratory reaction completely out of proportion. But what the edited TV show left out was that Ninja had been aggressively bragging about being an elite professional climber beforehand. Laurel completely outpaced her, and only lost on a technicality because of a missed peg. TJ blew the horn. Everyone thought it was over. For Ninja to continue climbing after the fact felt cheap. Laurel's reaction wasn't crazy. It was the justified frustration of a champion who knew she had just won the physical battle. When Laurel finally took her first elimination loss on Invasion of the Champions, it wasn't to a rookie. It took Camila, an absolute elite, top-tier challenger, to finally put a dent in Laurel's perfect record. But true legends always secure their legacy. Look no further than All Stars 4. Production assembled arguably the greatest, most stacked female cast in the history of the franchise. And Laurel walked away as the sole individual winner. But maybe the most intimidating thing about Laurel Stucky is that she doesn't actually need this show. The challenge needs her. While other cast members make reality television their entire identity and their only source of income, Laurel stepped away from the cameras and quietly became a doctor of veterinary medicine. She built a demanding, highly fulfilling career in the real world. She doesn't come back to the house because she's desperate for screen time. She comes back because she is a pure, unapologetic competitor who simply thrives on the battle. She is polarizing. She is ruthless. She is highly intelligent. But above all else, she is the greatest woman to ever step foot in the sand. Let me know who you think the GOAT is down in the comments, and I'll see you next time on Sway TV.